Okay. Right, okay. I've just come out the closet there. Yes, you heard me. Out the closet, yeah. Well, Narnia. Yeah, just Narnia. Mr. Tumnus invited me into his little house there. You know, these days I think they're just a load of pedos in Narnia. But back in to find out what's going on.
Hello and welcome. Oh, I hate my own voice. Anyway, this is Dungeon Defenders, which me and Holy will be doing a series of. Basically, I'm here to explain what Dungeon Defenders is. Holy's AFK right now. And too enjoyable. Holy's AFK, so I'm here left to explain everything. I'm going to start by going through the classes. This is the first class. Well, I just call it the mage, really. Simple class, easiest class to play on the game. It has 3 attacks, basic. You have where you can hold down both mouse buttons and it'll do this. You have a charger on your left mouse button. And you also have your special, which is on the right mouse button, which charges up and does this. It comes with 5 towers, as do most of the classes. The first tower is the magic missile tower, which is just standard tower. It's basically shoots magic at a target, like so. Other towers that become available through going through the levels are the magic blockade, which is just like a little blockade that can block the enemy's path. It can be destroyed. There's also the fireball tower, which is like the magic missile tower, just a bit stronger. The lightning tower, which shoots electrical lightning, which jumps between nearby enemies. And the deadly strike tower, which shoots fast and deadly ethereal bolts that travel through the walls at very low fire rate. And by the sound of that, I think Holy is back.
I am back. Yes, I am. Just give me a minute. Right, so you want me to explain the thing? Yeah, I'll explain the square.
You can explain it, but I'm just gonna...
Yeah, I'll explain it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right, hello guys. This is Holy Bacon here. We have quite a range of things to show you here with Dungeon Defenders. This here we have the Squire, as obviously you can see he's playing as and I'm playing as it.
Pretty much just a knight.
Yeah, I'm
a warrior.
So like a warrior of Warcraft, apart
Yep.
from they haven't got an overpowered shield bash. Yes, exactly. That was a spike blockade. We've got the bouncer blockade. Spike blockade is just a standard blockade, does a bit of damage. This is a blockade that fires spikes.
Put it next to
does damage.
Put it next to this, it'll go off.
Yeah, but it's not powerful. Do me a favour and sell it. Here we've got a harpoon gun, which as you see is quite cool. Doesn't hit that much on level 1, it's just because I'm max level and that, and cool that. We've got a bowling ball turret, which I personally don't use, which throws bowling balls everywhere, which is quite entertaining. And finally we have my favourite, because it's a blockade, is the one that I can't summon.
You're in the middle.
Yeah. Is the slice and dice blockade, which, as you can see, does quite a bit of damage very, very fast. So yeah, deals about 12k DPS per second. Right, I'm going to explain the next class just because I can. We have the Hunter, and as you can see, I'm rolling. Hold on a minute, you can't see it because he's looking the other way. Right. As you see, I've got a massive LMG. This thing, I'm level 91 at the moment, so it's quite overpowered. Deals so much damage, it's unbelievable. I'm going to show you what they get. They've got mines, which does quite a lot of AoE damage. And that's really what hunters do. They've got AoEs, and so there's not much to go in with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can detonate it with that button. which is really cool. That's really it for the hunter. Right, do you want to explain the monk?
Okay, the next class is the monk. And well, first I think we should say these four that we've just been through, and we're going through the last one now, are the basic classes that come when you buy the game. But
yeah,
some of the ones that we're going to go through later on will be DLC.
Which costs money.
Yep. First off, the monk uses staffs. Well, polearms maybe, if you're
polearms.
Polearms.
Spears.
Yeah. The left mouse button is just basically hitting.
Go back.
And he's gone again. And the right mouse button is basically a ranged attack that can vary from shooting 1 bolt to 5 bolts. And deals a lot of damage, really normal. Well, apart from the level 1 weapon, obviously. They don't necessarily use traps, they use auras that just help. Like,
yeah, they're all about the auras.
Ensnare aura is where it basically slows the enemy. The electric aura deals damage very quickly for as long as the enemy's in that aura area. The healing aura is heals allies in that area. The strength drain aura makes the enemies weaker in that area, and the enrage aura makes the enemies basically hostile towards each other.
Weaker in the area, that's what she said. Couldn't resist that one, let's be honest. Right, what's the next class we've got? Summoner?
The next class we have is, in fact, a summoner, yeah.
What a guess.
Let me just
the summoner, personally, look badass, but they're not my favourite. They can't deal any damage, put it that way.
Unless they have pets to do it. They can have 2 pets at once. Anyway, the summoner will summon minions varying from archers to spiders to ogres.
Let's be honest, that's quite cool, but they're useless. Whoa, I just got loads of damage. Whoa, why are you dealing 167 damage?
Who?
Your thing then.
Because they basically have high attack anyway.
Fair enough.
That's the simplistics of the summoner, really. It's not hard.
Yeah, we're only giving a brief explanation here.
Yeah. Series EV. This is one of my personal favourites. They use any ranged weapon varying from guns like the Huntress and staffs
Don't kill me!
And staffs like the Series EV uses lots of different beams that can vary from 2 defense unit costs to much higher. I think it's like 7. First off is the proton beam, which I'm going to show you here, and it deals damage to anything that is stood on that line or passes through that line. Not much at level 1, but later on can be pretty effective.
It's like the mine on the Huntress.
A physical beam, yeah. A physical beam is basically a wall that the enemies will have to destroy to get through. The reflection beam reflects projectiles that fire at the area. Very helpful for some strategies. The shock beam is the same as the proton beam, but a lot stronger. And the towered buff beam, which is my personal favourite on EV, is basically a tower that's placed on that beam is given a buff to deal more damage, more attack rate, more area of effect, more health. Lots going on here.
You trying to do the barbarian?
I'll do it. Next up is the barbarian. Quite slow at first. The barbarian uses 2 weapons, 2 swords for its melee weapons, deals quite a lot of DPS, like even at level 1 with basic weapons. That's what it looks like. 6-pack.
Is that it?
The battle stances. I'm sorry, I just lost where I was there. The battle stances are tornado stance, where he basically spins. Lightning stance, where he stuns the enemies while attacking them with a small amount of damage. Siphon stance is lifesteal. Turtle stance increases his resistances, and like slows him down. And the Hawk stance is he like just deals more damage.
And we're not going to do Jester because you'll see that.
You'll see the Jester, and there's a few more classes I have to run through.
No, they're just basically female versions, aren't they?
But I'm gonna explain them because they do a little bit different. This is the female version of the Squire, which is basically the same as the Squire, just faster. And I personally prefer it to the Squire.
Badass, actually.
This is the male version of the Huntress, the Hunter. Because that was hard to figure out. That does the same as the Huntress, just a couple of different abilities which I'm not really going to go into. Female version of the Monk.
Basically a nun.
Basically a nun, yeah. Sorry, it's silent there. Just forgot what I was going to say. Bit faster attack speed and movement speed in general. And I prefer this to the normal mage. This is the Adept. It's basically the female version of the mage. Moves faster, but it also has a couple of little abilities. If you look at the bottom, where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. God damn it! Keep pressing my buttons. Yeah, if you look where it's flashing red down there. 2 is an instant tower upgrade, so instead of doing all the cast time for upgrading the towers, it just does it instantly for a bit extra mana. It's kind of a personal favourite of mine.
Right, you ready? Ready to do this?
And in a nutshell, that is Dungeon Defenders and its classes. You'll be hearing a lot about Jester.
Remember guys, dippy dippy do.
Dippy dippy do indeed.